Thank you, Mr. Sampson, and good evening, my fellow panelists, and whatever is left of resilient and patient listeners. There are advantages of being the last speaker of the last session. Whatever you wanted to discuss has already been discussed, and you can take the liberty of skipping many things. But I come from Government of India with the responsibility of critical information infrastructure protection on our shoulders. I was on leave and still on leave. I haven't joined for my leave, but I wanted to participate in this discussion forum, and that's why I'm here. I'll skip the outlines. Critical sectors of the government have been identified world over. India also has identified number of sectors. They are also in the crisis management plan for cyber security and cyber terrorism. We are working on many of these critical sectors, and energy is on the top of these critical sectors. Now, what is critical information infrastructure? There is a difference between CI approach, which US is following, and the approach India is following is based on CII. Now, CII has been defined under Information Technology Act 70, Section 70 of IT Act, as any computer resource, the incapacitation or the destruction of which shall have debilitating impact on the national security, economy, public health, and safety. Now, this is a slide which distinguishes between what is critical sector, what is critical information infrastructure, and what is information infrastructure. The shaded portion is what I am interested in. The CII is very complex, distributed, interconnected. This we have discussed throughout the day. The last line is very, very important, that there is an increasing trend in all the above which have been mentioned. The complexities and interdependence of CII has been shown in earlier presentations also, the spaghetti web and all that. But electric power is at the center of this interconnected and dependent structure. Now, there could be various types of threats to CII. I'm not going into the details. The threat vectors to CII are many. There are a large number of ways in which the critical information infrastructure can be attacked. SCADA has been discussed, bots have been discussed. Social networking, social engineering attacks have been discussed. 40% of all cyber attacks are against energy sector, as per the Department of Homeland Security USA. Stuxnet, my previous speakers already mentioned, it was a game changer in the entire malware and cyber security environment, which affected primarily nuclear installations of Iran. The threat vectors for a critical information infrastructure could be many. The threat actors could be individuals, disgruntled or ex-employees, rivals for industrial espionage, hackers, crackers, and the most serious challenges from the non-state actors sponsored by the state or hostile states themselves. Attack on CII can damage or destroy, it can disrupt or degrade the services. Loss of sensitive and strategic information. I come from National Technical Research Organization. I see this happening day in and day out. And the worst is the cascading effect on several CIIs. I need not go into the cyber attacks on CII. The Stuxnet already has been discussed. Duku, Flameware, Shamoon was the recent one which we analyzed in NTRO also, and advisory was issued. We are moving from cyber skirmishes to cyber warfare. This is one ghost net cyber spying operation which was unearthed a few years back. India was also affected by this. This fallout was also investigated as shadow in the cloud. Estonia is very well documented, so I need not go into details of this. Georgia also. Cyber attack on Indian government infrastructure has been happening. CERT-in is documenting certain website defacements and attacks. 13,000 incidents were handled by CERT-in in 2011. I see large number of email compromises happening in sensitive organizations across the government. There have been international efforts in protection of critical information infrastructure, right from the UN resolution to International Telecom Union, then ANISA and various other agencies. We're talking of standards. Right now, we don't have any kind of standard except for ISO 27001, which has been mentioned as one of the standards in the rules under IT Act. NIST standards we have discussed about smart grid. There are a large number of other standards available for various other activities. Information Technology Act also has certain provisions to deal with cyber crime and cyber security issues. Some of them I have mentioned. The most significant is section 66F, which defines cyber terrorism and the punishment for hacking into systems which are protected system under section 70 of the IT Act is very, very severe. Now, the issue is whether any of the smart grid, however smart they are at the moment, have they been declared as protected system in India or not? I am not aware of them. This I have already mentioned. Under NTRO, a National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center has been created, which has the mandate under 70A. 70, when 70 IT Act was being amended in 2008, 70A and 70B, two sections were introduced. 70A has the mandate as for the nodal agency for the protection of CII in India. NTRO is being declared, the cabinet paper is being moved in this direction, and 70A2 rules under section 70A are also underway. Within a few months, the government notification will be issued and NCIIPC will be legally functioning after that. We have a vision to facilitate safe, secure and resilient information infrastructure for the critical sector of the nation, including the energy sector. We follow the strategy of prevention and early warning, detection, mitigation, response, recovery and resilience. We have already identified number of critical subsectors and have started working on this. We are already in touch with Power Grid Corporation of India and POSOCO, which is their load dispatch centers, Northern Grid Load Dispatch Center. We are working with them. Air traffic management, MTNL, railways, BSNLs. These are the preliminary list of CIAs under study. Recently, we had a annual national conference of chief information security officers of all critical sectors of Government of India, which was held on 17th December in Delhi. The guidelines for protecting critical information infrastructure, this is one of the things being mentioned, that we need to have certain standards. These guidelines are under preparation and very soon we will be out with them. We are working constantly towards creating a culture of cyber security in all critical sectors of Government of India, and I look forward to Smart Grid Forum for working in this direction, and I'm sure we will have a lot of interactions in future also, and particularly with the task force which is working in this direction. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Excellent presentation. And glad to know that there's a lot of things happening at the government level, and there's an opportunity for us to collaborate. So we'll be in touch. So with that, we end our session.